The Browns made some roster moves to get down to the 85-man roster limit, so we're going to check that out on today's show. But first, help us reach 11,000 subscribers here at the channel. We have been growing like crazy, less than 500 subs away, so let's do it in honor of, my opinion, one of the more underappreciated, forgotten Browns players, Travis Benjamin, his number 11. Click on that subscribe button to start today's show. Today is the first of 3 roster cut days across the NFL. Not a very happy day, right? I don't think anyone ever looks forward to roster cuts day. It's unfortunate because you see a lot of guys who have been working so hard this offseason ultimately have potentially their hopes and dreams cut short. They always could get picked up by another team. We see that happen from time to time. But we're going to check out the 85-man roster cuts the Browns made to trim their roster down to the mandated size. Now first, let's just check out these schedule important dates. Today is the first of 3. A week from today, they got to get down to 80, and then August 30th is the big cut, right? Going from 80 to 53-man roster limit. But the Browns were able to exercise some IR options to avoid cutting a handful of players. So the first cut they made happened earlier this morning. A bit of a more notable name, I would say, and that is Sheldon Day, the journeyman defensive tackle. Was with the Colts back in 2020, played with the Browns last year, floated a little bit between the active roster and the practice squad. I know some people had Sheldon Day as a surprise roster candidate to make the 53-man roster. Ultimately, Andrew Berry does not bring him past the 85-man roster limit. I would not be surprised if another team were to go out and pick him up. He's got plenty of experience. He has been in the league for 7 years at this point. He has real regular season experience. So if there's a team out there that's a little thin at defensive tackle, they might take up Sheldon Day over a UDFA they currently have as sort of a camp body. Now, let's look at this depth chart without Sheldon Day here. Jordan Elliott and Taven Bryant still the top 2 guys at the defensive tackle position. They started on last Friday night against the Jags. I didn't think I saw that much great play come from Tommy Togiai. He got blown off the line of scrimmage a bunch. Perion Winfrey didn't have maybe a spectacular rookie debut like some other rookies had. But hey, it is a rookie. We're not going to be too harsh on that. All right, next 2 roster moves. Nick Harris and Dawson Deaton. We're going to lump these 2 together. 2 centers that unfortunately are on IR. So Nick Harris, right, went down on the second play of the game in preseason week 1 with a right knee injury. Stefanski was a little bit coy with what exactly the injury was, but he underwent season-ending knee surgery. And then Dawson Deaton just yesterday tore his ACL at practice. Really crappy run for the Browns to lose your first and third string center in a matter of just a couple of days. So here we are with this starting lineup most likely for week 1 against the Panthers. Ethan Pocic coming over from Seattle in free agency where he started there for 5 years off and on. We talked more in depth on him yesterday. Listen, we are 1 play away from seeing Brock Hoffman, a UDFA from Virginia Tech, be this team's starting center. I don't like that. I'm sorry. But I think for this reason, you got to call J.C. Tretter. In fact, there has to be more to the story, right? I don't believe Andrew Berry or maybe even Haslam and other NFL owners are keeping J.C. Tretter on the street because they think his knees are done and his NFL days are over with. No. I went deep dive on some conspiracies on this. Maybe it's NFL owners sort of blackballing J.C. Tretter from the league because of NFLPA president. He has done a lot to help and further the advance of player safety, and the owners aren't a fan of that because it's hurting their wallets. Get him to Berea yesterday is what I'm saying here. J.C. Tretter, in my opinion, is no doubt a better center than Ethan Pocic, okay? He's absolutely better than Brock Hoffman, a UDFA out of Virginia Tech. So I'll leave it up to you guys here. If you had to pick a center, who would you pick for week 1? I mean, JC, it's August 16th. You get him yesterday, you get him today, you get him tomorrow. He will absolutely be ready by September 11th in Charlotte, North Carolina. No doubt about it. He knows the system. He's not stepping into a new playbook. Sure, it's a little bit of an adjustment for having Deshaun Watson at QB or Jacoby Brissett. But come on, who are we kidding here? If I asked you guys back in March before Tretter was released, hey, random question, who's a better center? J.C. Tretter, a unanimous top 10 center in the NFL? Or Ethan Pocic, a second-round pick for the Seattle Seahawks out of LSU, and Seahawks fans hate, and we're happy to see them move on from. Who you pick? All right, let's go on to our fourth and final roster move that Andrew Berry made today, and that is Elijah Nkansah, the offensive tackle who has bounced around a little bit. He's had some game experience here and there. Been mostly a practice squad guy across the NFL. He was waived today with injury designation, which means if he goes through waivers, the Browns can bring him back, place him on IR, which essentially means they can stash him, hold on to him for a year, and they can bring him back next year. So those are the 4 roster moves that the Browns made today to get down to the 85-man roster limit. We've got more Browns news to get to in just a moment, but first, Fanatics, our proud sponsor today, has a very special deal for everyone watching, 40% off t-shirt combo. So if you are ready for Browns football, when the fall comes around and the weather begins to dip a little bit, you can be rocking this long sleeve tee, or want to beat the hot summer right now, you can rock this short sleeve Browns t-shirt. Get it right now on sale. Chatsports.com/Browns combo. That link's in the comments and the description of today's show. I just want to round up some other quick news nuggets for you guys to send you on your way. Cade York won the Maurice Bassett Award for Most Outstanding Rookie at Training Camp today. So let's give it up to Cade York. He has been essentially perfect so far. I believe he has 1 miss. The guy looks like a no-doubter, the next Phil Dawson, dare I say. Now, recent winners for this award, Greg Newsome last year, Harrison Bryant before then, Mack Wilson, Baker Mayfield, and Myles Garrett. So kind of a mixed bag of what comes out of the award winners. It's not like a kiss of death or anything like that, but it's also not a slam dunk. You're going to be an awesome player for the Browns. All right, let's congratulate Cade York, though, by typing his jersey number 3 down below in the comment section. Let him know that the Dog Pound is congratulating him for winning the most prestigious rookie award in training camp in Berea. Myles Garrett, he was excused from training camp today for a 3rd straight day for a personal matter. No more details on that. I hope everything is okay with Myles and everything in his household and whatnot, but just keeping you guys plugged in on that front. All right, Denzel Ward is $400 poorer because he offered up 4 big ones for an interception in last week's preseason game. So he's $800 actually, now I think about it, because Martin Emerson and Herb Miller got a pick, of course. Martin Emerson with the 75-yard pick 6. Herb Miller with that nice toe tap interception on the side of the end zone. Yeah, rookie dinner maybe covering up a little bit for MJ right there. Jake Trotter, I just want to kind of touch on this right here before we really pack it up and get on out of here. It's now been 47 days since Sue Robinson's hearing ended, and we still don't have a resolution on the Deshaun Watson situation. To me, what does this mean? I think it means that the NFL and the NFLPA are making some sort of progress on reaching a settlement, because the CBA said this process has to be expedited. Well, it's been 2 weeks since the NFL appealed the decision given down by Judge Robinson, so I am guessing that if they have still not gotten a decision from Peter C. Harvey, that is because the NFL says, hold off on a decision. We might brokerage a deal right now at the NFLPA and reach a settlement, which has to be good news on this front, because a settlement is most likely going to yield fewer games suspended than whatever Peter C. Harvey was going to hand down. All right, that is going to do it for us on today's show. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in, getting the latest Browns news, rumors, roundup. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Matthew Petey, always breaking down the Brownies, talking about the NFL and all that good stuff. So hit me up over there, and I'll see you guys later with more Browns news and rumors.